Yo, and now let's get into the episode. Welcome back, everyone, to the podcast, and you are with Clouds. And today we're gonna talk about gaming, challenges, nature, and everything that has to do with YouTube. So, our guest today is a creator that likes to explore different types of content. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, I'm Costa Wolf, and I do a variety of content, and that mostly stems from the fact that I'm still kind of figuring out what my niche is on YouTube. Initially, I started out with some challenge content, but now as I've started majoring in a wildlife field, I actually have pivoted to doing a lot of wildlife shorts, and I've enjoyed doing that recently. But where my content will go in the future is kind of still, in question.
Okay, so for people who are new here, who are you and what's your creative journey been like? Like, as in, mainly, what kind of videos have you started on your. Oh, fuck. Cut. Give me a second. Wrong question. uh,
All good.
yeah, I was preparing dinner and. my mind is kind of my mind is kind of mixed up. Okay, so how
Don't
did your
even worry about it.
okay. How did your channel start? Was it always this mix of content?
That's a good question. I think my channel started because one of the things I always wanted to do was like be a YouTuber, right? I think a lot of people have always wanted to be a YouTuber, but I was like, well, I can't just like hope it happens. I have to actually like try to do something. So when I was a teenager, I just decided, well, I've got a whole summer to like focus on something. Let me go full throttle into this YouTube thing. And I did, and started with my first video, GeoGuessr, but I covered my entire screen in paper because it was just fun, right? And some people liked that video, which was encouraging. And I don't know how I pumped out content at the rate I did because a lot of the videos, especially in the early days, took like 50 hours to edit. Like I specifically recall, which video was it? It was like I sent 100 letters to celebrities. Took me like it took me like 50 hours to edit, and I only ended up getting like 168 views on it. But somehow I still kept doing it. Like, I don't know. I was kind of crazy in that time. I don't recall the exact question, but hopefully that answers it.
Yeah, it does actually. Do you see
Okay,
yourself
great.
more? Yeah. Do you see yourself more as a gamer, an explorer, or a storyteller?
I think it's a mix of all three, right? I think you can actually have all three at once. But I personally do a lot of all three. I'm actually planning a recent video that is more storytelling, um, like soon. Hopefully, that should be out in another couple months. But as of where I'm going with my channel, it will probably be more storytelling. I do like gaming, but it's a very saturated niche, and I just don't have the creative ideas to like make it super interesting. Um, so I'll probably end up making some more like wildlife content in the future.
Mm-hmm. How do you know which idea is worth turning into a video?
That's a good question. It's kind of hard because you have to the first step is to come up with a somewhat original idea. It doesn't have to be completely original, but like it has to be interesting enough that someone will click on it. And usually what I'll do is I'll come up with an idea. the first question is this possible, right? Because you can have great ideas that like you just can't do because it's not like you're Mr. Beast and you have $100,000 to mess around with. So the first question, right, is it plausible? The second question is like, is it interesting? And that's the hardest one because it's very subjective. But I just kind of tried to find. I wrote down ideas in my notes app on my phone, and then I would just pick one that I thought would make a good thumbnail, that I could make a good thumbnail for, and I could make an engaging title for, and then I just went with that. Like, I became Rainbolt for a week. That's achievable, and I had a good. It's clickable, and I had a funny thumbnail for it. So, yeah.
Okay, 1 second. Which video on your channel are you the most proud of, and why?
That's another good question. That's another hard one though. I so at least for all my long forms, I don't I don't like my own content in long forms. I wasn't very good at it. Like I considered delisting my most recent video because I just wasn't a very big fan. I'm sure if I kept at long form, I'd be a lot better. Probably my favorite long form video is the one that got the most views, which is Can I Get Sponsored with Only 74 Subscribers? I did think that one was kind of funny, and it got me like a crazy amount of subscribers. But I'm probably most proud of my short about albatross in Midway Atoll, which is called "This Island is Hiding Over 500,000 Birds," just because like it fits the shorts genre really well. I have a lot of people who tell me like, wow, these actually look professional, right? And it's actually something I'm good at and I can just do in a few hours, whereas long forms take like 50 hours. And so it's a huge gamble as to whether all that time will pay off or not. And so I think, yeah, that's why my favorite is actually one of my YouTube shorts. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the most memorable comment or feedback you've ever received?
Okay. Is this podcast, does it have a video aspect at all? Let me, yeah, does it? Because I have, okay, I have a framed comment in my room. I printed it out and I framed it. And it's by hold on, let me go get it 1 second. I want to look at who wrote it. It's by Unscarred444, and it was on one of my GeoGuessr videos because I used to be very into creating videos for GeoGuessr. And what it says is simply the word fake, because I did a video, it was a short actually, where I guessed where I was in like 0.1 seconds with water on my head and like something like tape over one of my eyes. It was really silly. It was like a mock rainbow kind of thing. And that was just it was just so funny. Like because I think it's really important not to take like hate comments to heart, because it can be really discouraging, but like celebrating them almost makes it like a good thing, you know? Because if you get a hate comment, what it means is that you're engaging somebody enough to where they have strong opposing feelings about it in some way, which is why hate comments are actually a great sign. Funny enough, it's like you wouldn't think it, but they are. And so that's probably the most meaningful that's probably the most meaningful comment I've ever had. And also, if someone calls you, like, if someone says you're like cheating at a video game, but you know you're not, you must be good at that video game.
Real. That is so real.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can like send the picture of the framed comment to me. I can like use it in the video if you want.
Yeah. I'll send it to you. I'm gonna put a reminder to myself in the DM.
Okay. Um. So, what advice would you give to someone who wants to experiment with mixed content like yours?
So I feel like I'm probably the last person who should give advice because my YouTube channel has 263 subscribers. I'm not exactly the most popular creator. However, what I would say is just make stuff you like. It's very generic, but if you don't make stuff that you're interested in, you'll get burned out very quickly. And I think I was pumping out a lot of things a mix of things that I was and wasn't interested in towards the beginning of my long form career. And I kind of burned out and didn't post for like 2 years. So I think making stuff you like is really important. And then also, I had another point, and I can't remember. Hold on, let me think for a second. Excuse me. I can't remember what the second thing I was gonna say is, but yeah, just doing stuff you like is really important. I wouldn't say my content being mixed is on purpose. I think it's more accidental, really, because I was trying to figure out what I liked in the first place. Yeah, so that's probably the advice I'd give. It's very generic, but it's true.
Okay. How has making videos changed you as a person?
That's actually a funny question because I have the YouTuber voice now when I talk to people. So like people will recognize it because when you're doing YouTube, it's kind of like acting. In acting, they tell you to cheat out. When you're recording a YouTube video, you kind of need to cheat out with like your movements in your body because if you're not exaggerated in your tone, in your inflection, then it won't like it doesn't come off the same way as if you're talking to someone. And so in order to convey the same meaning you would to someone in person, what you have to do is you have to like exaggerate your voice. Like I became Rainbolt for a week, right? Like just really obnoxiously like cheat out with your voice. And so people have recognized that and in calls or like it'll just slip out occasionally. But it has made me a more confident speaker. I think it's made me better as a video editor, which is a skill that has come in handy a lot more than you think it would. And so like it made me feel like I was good at something, right? Like with shorts, I recently presented I had a class in college where we had to make something for science communication, and I helped my team write a script for recent short, how fire protects wildlife, and very generic, very short, but like I had my team help me write it, and I presented it to them because I edited it all together with the B-roll and the voiceover, and they were like super impressed. They were like, "Wow, that's professional," and you don't like get that feedback in person very often. I can't. I've my train of thought is very like it slips, so I can't remember the question you asked, but hopefully that answered it.
Yeah, I did. No worries. So, when someone or your friend asks you what your channel is about, what do you usually tell them?
I don't know. I feel like most of the time I just let them see for themselves. I'm like I feel like oftentimes I'll let them know the fact that I'm more proud of my shorts than I am of my long forms, because it's one of those things, like if you ever watched videos of yourself talking and you don't like it and it's kind of like embarrassing, that's what it feels like watching back my old long forms. But I am pretty proud of my shorts, so I always direct people to my shorts. And I usually tell them, like, yeah, I did some GeoGuessr content, but now I'm focused on wildlife. I'd probably tell them something like that. But usually I don't often tell people about my content. It just doesn't really come up very often unless unless it's in the context of video editing, where I'm like, oh yeah, I video edited and I did it for a YouTube channel, that kind of thing.
So I have a kind of really interesting question. So, are you interested in photography, and would you like record or film some videos or pictures of wildlife?
See, I would love to, but cameras are really expensive. um, I do take pictures of wildlife, but I've never been like a proper photographer. When I was a kid, I got my first iPod Touch, and I was super into like macro photography, which is like things really, really close up. And I got some great shots that, like, I'm shocked I got so good from an iPod Touch of all things. And so I guess I flirted with the idea of like doing photography, but like I don't think I ever really did it formally, and I wouldn't say I'm amazing with a camera, but I'm just competent enough that sometimes people will watch the videos I make.
Okay, so what part of the creative process drains you the most?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, it's funny. It's a push and pull, because every time I'm editing a video, I'm like, man, I wish I was on the writing script part and I didn't have to do this part. But whenever I'm writing a script, I'm like, man, I wish I was just editing a video. Both are equally draining, and it's like, it's sometimes when you go to open your video editing platform, it's like touching a hot skillet, right? It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of like creative energy, and you're never really finished because it could always be a little better. And so really the whole process is very draining, but by far my favorite part is posting it and then watching as the numbers go up on YouTube Studio. That's the only part that isn't draining.
Yeah. So, what lesson did you learn the hard way as a creator?
Hmm, that's a good question. Uh, Probably YouTube is really hard. Um, I'm trying to think of anything specific. Yeah, YouTube is really difficult. It's not it's not old YouTube anymore. You can't just post anything and be uniquely yourself and get videos. Like you can, but like it's harder to get traction that way. There's like a strategy to everything, even if you want to be authentic. And so, yeah, I think that's the only thing I can think about. But like generally, it's just very, very difficult. And here's the hard lesson. You can put in a lot of effort and get nothing in return, or you can put a lot of effort in and sometimes get something in return, or you can put no effort in at all and get a lot of return. It's just so hard to tell like what will hit the algorithm. And so that's why doing things you like is really important. Because if you spend a lot of time on something you don't like, then like, and it doesn't get anything out of it, right? At least you can have the intrinsic value of like, okay, well, that's fine because I enjoyed doing this thing, right? Yeah, that's what I would say the lesson I learned is, and it really is hard. It is really hard to get engagement on YouTube.
What's the most interesting idea you haven't uploaded yet?
that I haven't uploaded. Probably my most recent video, but I don't know really. Should I spoil it? Yeah, I'll spoil it. Why not? So there's this island. So um, it's called Tuwanaki, and I I I've never done this kind of video, and so it'll be interesting. But I've essentially been working on finding all the contemporary sources I can and building them into like a proper essay. And I'm trying to follow the kind of format of this guy called the Lore Lodge, which is another YouTube channel. Great guy. Well, I haven't met him, but great channel, I mean. And there's this island essentially called Tuwanaki that just vanished, and nobody on YouTube is talking about it. There's like a handful of YouTube like AI slop shorts, right? But that's about it. And so I want to like make something definitive and put it on YouTube. Like I'm putting a lot of effort into it because I like it, right? And I don't want to upload it till it's finished. I haven't even gotten out of the scripting process yet, and that's been like 12 hours or something because I had to do a lot of research, and it's hard to find documents from like 1830. So but yeah, that's probably, it's just really, it's fascinating on a lot of levels because it's a mystery, right?
Yeah. So, is there a creator that inspired you?
Yeah, there's a couple. I think at the very beginning, I was probably a little inspired by Mr. Beast because I was like, he's the most engaging, right? But like as I went through and tried to be more authentic, I think there's this YouTuber called Doug, and my content I can't really say was inspired. He didn't like inspire my content because my content is nothing like his. But Doug W is just like a content creator, and I watched him like I want to be like that guy, and I watched a lot of his videos. I watched his guide for new content creators, and really it was really good. I would recommend that to anyone who wants to get into content creation. Because you can look up like how to do content creation on YouTube, and I've watched like dozens of videos on it. It's usually all the same very generic advice, but Doug has a little bit of advice that's beyond like the generic stuff that just puts everything like it puts everything in an interesting frame of reference. I don't know how you would say that. It just like he has a different take than everybody else on YouTube. But I would say he's probably inspired me a lot. What do you mean by under pressure?
Like, if someone is making you do a video, uh, and like keep asking you when you're gonna post it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. So I have actually a good answer to this. So I think I work better under pressure in some ways. If there's some external reason why I should be posting a video, it'll be done faster. But not because people are asking like, "Oh, when will the next video be posted?" But because like someone else involved in the video like wants it to be done, or like someone's asking me to edit a video, cuz once like it's beyond me who wants the video to get done, then like I feel like I need to do something because I can let myself down just fine. I can't let other people down. The only reason I released We Tried the Worst Dollar Store Food is because I was like, I made that video with a friend and it took like 4 hours, and I was like, I can't let this be a waste of time. And so over the course of like a year, I like trudged through its editing and was like, you know what? Screw it. It's not very good, but I'm just gonna put it out there because I just want it out there. I want it done, and I don't want to work on it anymore, and I'm tired of it. So I'll just put it out there. So like if somebody else, if there's like an outside incentive to releasing it beyond me just like doing it because it's creative, then usually I work better under that. I'm not self-motivating enough with videos, but like if you try to grind too hard, you will burn yourself out, and that's something I struggle with a lot, which is why I don't release videos often.
Okay, so do you ever question if your viewers or people who watch you really understand your content?
Actually, a lot, yeah. So it's a really hard to. So the thing about video editing, to put it in perspective, if you've never edited a YouTube video or any type of video really, and spent a lot of time on it, there comes to be a certain point where you rewatch the same clips over and over again to such an effect that you don't know if it's actually good or not. Like, you do it so much, you're like, is this timing right? Should I use this graphic? Is this smooth or not? Does this make sense? Right? Like, you just don't know because you've watched it over so much that it just all kind of blurs together. And so, like, when people say, "Oh, well, I liked X or Y video," sometimes it's hard to believe them. I'm like, are they just saying this to pity me? But when it does happen, people like it is really, it is really encouraging. But like for my shorts, it's kind of easier with shorts because you don't get that editing blindness because shorts only take a couple hours, so you can like tell when something's good. But when with long form, you really do get that editing blindness, and so which is why I kind of pivoted to shorts. But with long form, it is really, really hard to tell if your audience will understand the content or not. Yeah, good question.
When you look at your other videos, what do you notice first? Growth or mistakes?
Probably a bit of both. I think there's a lot of, well, to like grow, you have to make mistakes, right? So like for instance, one of the good examples is my second video, which is how good can I get at lockpicking in 10 hours? It's an okay concept, right? But like, if you look at the thumbnail, it is not very good. Like, it all kind of blends together. You can't tell what the text says. The text isn't big enough. It's not in a good font. Like, the background's garbage. It's like, there's so many notes I would have now that like I just didn't know about then, and it's mistakes are growth. They're part of growth, and so I think I realized the mistakes, and because you realize the mistakes and where you could improve that video, that's how you get growth in the first place, right? So like, yeah, that's what I would say about that.
Okay, so this question is really interesting. So I've seen Mr. Beast like change his thumbnails on some other videos. Have you done that?
No, because I don't really think it's worth it. I mean, none of my content is really that good, and the content that is good has good thumbnails. I hear this from the YouTube community where it's like, well, if you change your thumbnail or your title, like 6 months later, you'll get a new surge of views, and it's like I just don't think whatever it would be worth it. There's like a lot of ways to quote unquote game the algorithm that are like kind of myths, and maybe I would if I had like a larger audience, but like it's not really worth it. And with shorts content that I'm actually making still, you just don't really care about thumbnails as much. So I don't bother. That's a good question though. There's a lot of weird YouTube metas.
So I've seen those kind of videos. I've tried it myself to see if it works. I do have a few videos that I really like how they turned out. It doesn't really work when a really small when you have a really small audience. Like I get like 50 views max, and
Right.
it works like on bigger creators. Okay, so since I know that you streamed on Twitch, do you still do it? And what kind of games would you play?
Yeah, for sure. If you already have an established audience and it looks like something they haven't seen before, it would probably work. But I don't really exactly have a huge dedicated audience. I have a couple people here and there who like support my content, which is great. But like, I don't, I don't have a huge, I don't have a huge base.
So is there an idea that you decided to like stop working on halfway through?
Oh, I think there is, and I can't remember what it was. Let me try to think about it. Okay. So that's kind of the story with my most recent one. Even though it did end up coming out, we tried the worst dollar store food. It, or, actually there is a real one. Okay. So I did this stream where I played GeoGuessr for 24 hours and I only did Russia. I only did the Russia map because Russia is notoriously difficult. So it was like, maybe if I do it for 24 hours straight, one, it'll be a funny stream. Two, people, like, I'll be good at Russia and GeoGuessr. And three, I can edit it into a fun video. Two of those things ended up not being true, but it was a funny stream. People did like it. I got a lot of traction on Twitch, more than I ever have because I was streaming for 24 hours straight. But like, it just, the first problem is that when I put it in my editing timeline, it's 24 hours of footage. It doesn't exactly like, my computer didn't exactly handle it well. Even when I had 128 gigabytes of RAM and like a decent graphics card. And so that kind of kept me from working on it. But even if I wanted to split it into smaller chunks, the second problem is that 24 hours of like content takes so much time to edit, and nothing really that funny happened during the stream. Like, weren't a bunch of highlights I could really pull from and make like a concrete story out of, because it was just one linear thing. It wasn't like I really mixed in anything like after the main premise, which I probably should have, because it would have made like a narrative. And so it just didn't end up getting made into a video, but I still have the raw footage from the stream. It just didn't make it to market. Yeah. So I don't really stream on Twitch as much. I kind of wanna, but it's kind of a hassle and it makes you really tired. It's like kind of draining to like know that somebody might be watching you all the time, and it's not really something you can do if you want to actually like get traction on Twitch. You can't just like sit there and play a video game. You have to like provide some sort of commentary. And so yeah, I just haven't done it a lot. But if I did, I would probably start playing GeoGuessr again, because I do still enjoy GeoGuessr. I don't play it as much as I used to, but like, it's one of those things that I just can always pick up and, comment on. I can either play it very competitively, or I can be like casual while I'm talking to like a chatter or something. Yeah, Twitch is just hard because it's very difficult to gain traction on Twitch if you're not already a big channel. And so it's not really a form of growth, but it is pretty fun sometimes.
Would you ever stream on YouTube?
Only if YouTube kind of implemented the same systems as Twitch. I really like the channel point system. I like I just like the Twitch interface, and I like how it works. And YouTube's like less intuitive, less interactive, I feel like. And so I wouldn't stream on YouTube really, unless I was maybe multi-streaming, or if YouTube made like very significant changes to their streaming system. But yeah, right now Twitch is just like the place to be. It makes a lot of sense to stream on that over YouTube. Not my long forms. At least not right now. Hopefully, the long form I make next will come out at some point, and it'll be very, very good and very well researched. And they'll see that and be like, "Wow, this person makes good content." But really, I hope that they see my shorts, because my shorts are kind of what I'm proud of. Because I can actually like tell they are good. Because like I said, while editing all these long forms, you get the long form blindness. Whereas with the shorts, they're as they imply short, and so you can like see like methods of engagement more clearly. So I hope they see my shorts. I hope they don't see all these bad long forms that I've considered delisting. But yeah, I just really hope they don't watch We Tried the Worst Food Dollar Store Food, because I am not super proud of that one.
Okay, so is there anything that we haven't covered yet and you want to mention?
I mean, there's one little thing I thought was interesting, that I like to talk to content creators about. There's this interesting, debate that I heard like a year ago, about shorts versus long forms. Not like versus long forms, but like if you do both. A lot of people say that you should keep shorts to their own channel, and videos to their own channel, or like not link your shorts to videos, because if your shorts viewer watches a long form, they're going to drag down your engagement, because short form viewers tend to not have as long of an attention span. Um, and I found that really interesting. I haven't tried posting shorts on a different channel, or posting long forms on a different channel, or any of that. But I think it's an interesting debate, and I just like to bring it up because it's kind of interesting. Like, it's something that actually makes sense, other than like, oh, change your thumbnail or title. Like, it seems like something that would actually matter. It's kind of like a high level, quote unquote, YouTube meta. But whether it actually does anything significant is kind of debatable. Yeah, that's probably the only thing.
Okay, so thanks for the participation. This is a really refreshing conversation. And if you
Yeah,
enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow Costo on Twitch and subscribe to his YouTube channel. And let me know who you want to see next on the podcast. I'm Cloud, and see you next time.
I heard that Clouds is having Mr. Beast on next.
Huh?